All right, going back to this, I believe it was Daily Dot article. It says, yep, Daily Dot. The article about her twerking with a zombie stare. It says, thus, when you've twerked as much as Ice Spice has over the course of her life, the act becomes just another day at the office. It's tragic, really. Talking about her, having a zombie stare while her body twerks, right? It says the internet reacts with concern and amusement. And let me grab this verse because I thought about that verse when I heard that. It says in Isaiah 60:1, arise, shine, talking about the prophets of the nation of Israel, for thy light is come, and the glory of Yahweh is risen upon thee, which shows that those counterfeits that are in control of the music industry don't fit the prophecy. All right? They're not prophesying. They're not arising, and they don't have no light in them that is dealing with the spirit of prophecy. All right? They have darkness in them. Right? They have a light that is blinding the people with witchcraft. All right? But the hopeful elect could see through that, being anointed. All right? And so they're going to rise up, stand upon their feet, and magnify Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai, remembering themselves as it's written. All right? And there's going to be great fear when they see us standing upon our feet. Who's going to be in great fear? Esau Edom, the so-called white man, the wicked that rule with deceit, right, and corruption. It says, for behold, the darkness shall cover the earth, and gross darkness the people. And this is gross darkness right here, right? First, her being twerking so bad, it says it's tragic that she's such a big whore that doesn't even affect her conscience no more. But then also that the way society reacts to it with concern and amusement. That's confusion. That's gross darkness. They know there's something wrong with it, right? With this chick just showing her body off since she was young to all these men and women to lust over. And instead of being a wife loyal to a man, having children, what is actually natural for a woman, right? So this society shows you that this society is completely backwards. All right, when Ice Spice, right, isn't supposed to be a fucking twerking zombie, but instead should be actual loyal mother, a wife and mother, right? But this is showing you this wicked society, all right? It's covered with gross darkness. They don't even know if it's good or bad. It says, that being said, the now dubbed Mew Twerk has some fans legitimately concerned about her mental health because this fucking place, this world is sick. The wicked are ruling, so the people are mourning. All right? Everyone but the elect is literally walking around in a state of mental illness, mental sickness, because the wicked, the so-called Caucasian, is ruling the world. All right? And that's all they could spread. They don't spread righteousness. The wicked, the so-called Caucasians, they produce wickedness. All right? And they use Jake women, the so-called Negro, Latino, and Native American Indian women, because they're easily persuaded. All right? And effeminate men. All right. And that's what sets us apart, is us standing upon our feet and being men and not being deceived. Standing for the truth and letting our speech be in truth, even when, we have to be rebuked and chastised, even though it doesn't feel good at the moment. You got the hopeful elect that are going to take heed and endure all trials and tribulations for this truth. So these devils that depend on deception and lies and corruption, right? They're scared. They're like rats that are scrambling, right? Because the light is on. Cockroaches. The light is here, right? But men hate the light because they love darkness, right? Just like some fucking cockroaches, right? And that's darkness. This hip hop music, and that's really, that hip hop was made, at first supposed to be a positive vibe for Jake in the Ghetto, release, but in fact, Esau turned it into a weapon against them. And now this is the effect of it, right? So the wicked, they're going to be punished for it. It says, but Yahweh shall rise upon thee, and his glory shall be seen upon thee. And what is he going to do? He's going to deliver us, but then he's going to punish the wicked, all right? Romans 9, I'll start at 17. It says, for the scripture saith unto Pharaoh, even for this same purpose. So this is the purpose of this so-called white man even existing and being allowed to actually operate to this extreme. It's because the Lord's building him up so his name could be glorified when he destroys him through his son Yahushua. Even for the same purpose have I raised thee up, that I might show my power in thee. Right? So just like Pharaoh in Egypt, Pharaoh thought he was untouchable. He thought he was a god, right? He thought he was a god man. And the Lord put plagues on him and his people and on his land and on even his animals to show that he had no power. Talking about Pharaoh, all right? To the point that he literally crushed Pharaoh and his army chasing after the Israelites, They went into the Suez Canal, right, chasing the Israelites. It says, that I might show my power in thee, right? Because what good is it to destroy such a weak man? Esau is a very weak man, so the Lord had to build him up. Let him build up nuclear missiles. Let him build up certain technologies like the implantable microchip. Speak certain blasphemy, trying to deceive the people into believing that they're supreme. Just like a fight, you got all that shit talking before the fight happens. It says, and that my name might be declared throughout all the earth, which that's why Yahushua is just sitting back. He's just holding his tongue, and it made me think one time, there's this movie, I can't think of it right now. It's with that Jake that looks like an Edomite from Fast and Furious that died in racing cars. What is that movie? Let me see. Alright, it's this dude, Paul Walker. And the movie is called Running Scared. And it shows the Italian mob and the Russian mob get into a conflict over this dude, Paul Walker's character, And it's a good watch. But there's this part where the Italian Jake mobster, you can tell they're Jake because they're salty, but he was pretty much best friends to this Paul Walker's character, and the son, finds out that what's going on. So he starts cussing out this dude. Hey, I want to fucking, get your ass, motherfucker, right? Find all this shit out, this betrayal and shit. I want to get you is what he's saying in that movie. And then the dad holds him back, though. He has his hand on his chest, and he's like, hold up, son. And the father's cursing this dude out, right? Hey, if what you're saying is true, da-da-da-da, and, it made me think of how Yahweh has Yahweh Shai at his side waiting to return, right? He's going to return and he's going to fulfill his father's word. His father's word is being promoted right now, which he is the word, right? In flesh. So he's going to fulfill these words. When what we're saying is going to be fulfilled. Right now we're saying what the Father is saying, and Yahweh Shai is going to come back and fulfill these words. Remember, that's his business. All right? It says, and that my name might be declared throughout all the earth. And that's what's going to happen. All right, with the destruction of Esau and his ruling empire that he has scattered throughout all the world, starting with America. America being the pretty much greatest destruction that's going to be ever, being 200 million nuclear missiles after they make that implantable microchip mandatory. But there's going to come a point after 1,000 years of slavery, all right, that there ain't going to be an Edomite left on earth, all right, because that's the judgment that the Lord has on these Edomites. They're going to be destroyed completely, extinct, all right, because they have blasphemed the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit, and the tabernacle of the Lord. It says, therefore hath he mercy on whom he will have mercy, which is everlasting mercy is on Israel. That's why we're remembering. And whom he hardeneth, which the small hats, the elite, the ones that control the world through their banking system, right? He's hardening them, including the 2/3 that despise this word, that are actual Israelites. They have the right to salvation and will be eventually in the kingdom, but reject it right now, and they got to learn it by pain, which they're going to be in that nuclear destruction because they're deceived, and in taking that implantable microchip, thinking that they're going to be allowed to live, all right, in that foolish deception. They're going to be destroyed in that unfaithfulness. It says, thou wilt say then unto me, why doth he yet find fault? For who hath resisted his will? Nay, but, O man, who art thou that replieth against Yahweh? And that's what Edom is doing. That's why he's so destructive. He knows he's the devil, the elite, all right? And really, even some low-level Edomites. I heard it myself, literally, just some strangers that I was talking to. And, they were speaking about the character of one and the other. And the one said, he is a devil. And I said, dang, like it was true what they were saying. That, and he goes, no matter how hard he tries to be good, he's a devil. And I was like, dang, that's heavy, because the so-called white man can't do good. They're the devil. All right, and let me tell you, like Paul Walker, you got Israelites that are so-called Caucasian. All right, not every so-called Caucasian is an Edomite, but the Edomites, which are the original so-called Caucasian, they're going to be destroyed. All right, at the return of the Lord, it says, and there's going to be a remnant, the elite, the highest ups, that are going to be saved, they're going to be the first to go into slavery. That's why they have bunkers outside of the country of America, because America is going to be destroyed, but they're going to endure that destruction in those bunkers, fulfilling that prophecy that they're going to begged the walls to cave in on them to hide them from Yahushua. It says, "Hath not the potter power over the clay being the man, of the same lump to make one vessel unto honor and another unto dishonor?" So this earth is a stage, and it was created for the Lord to glorify His name through men. So He created Edom, the so-called white man, all right, and He gave him time to rule, which he showed Himself to be wicked, and it's prophesied what He would do, so we would know specifically what would take place, and we would be able to tell through the Spirit who's who and pretty much what time it is. All right. So Esau, all right, he don't get punished for his wickedness because the Lord don't love him. He loves Israel, and that's why we were punished for our sin. We were sent into slavery, right? It says in Romans 9 verse 13, as it is written, Jacob have I loved, but Esau have I hated. So the Lord, He made it like this. All right. And everybody's just playing out their part. And the wicked, the so-called Caucasian, they're at the end. All right. Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth. All right. We're in the beginning of our kingdom, the kingdom of heaven being established on earth. It starts with prophecy. All right, the Lord has raised up His prophets, and we're revealing that serpent, the devil, all right, and he's going to come down with great wrath, knowing that he had but a short time, and it's only going to cause be the cause of his own downfall, because according to the prophecy, when this devil comes up against the Israelites, he's going to be destroyed. All right. It tells you that the Lord's going to raise a standard up against him. It says in Isaiah 19, Isaiah 59, 19. It says, let me go up just, man, this whole chapter is fire. But I'm going to just go up to 18. It says in Isaiah 59 and 18, according to their deeds, accordingly He will repay. Fury to His adversaries, recompense to His enemies, to the islands, which He's talking about the heathen. He will repay recompense. So shall they fear the name of Yahweh from the west, which we're in the west. America, right? North America, South America, Central America, the Caribbean. This is the Western Hemisphere. It says, and His glory from the rising of the sun, which is the east. When the enemy shall come in like a flood, the enemy is who? That so-called Caucasian, the wicked, the devil that raised his head up. It says, the Spirit of Yahweh shall lift up a standard against him, which we're first telling you what's going to happen. But once you come in against the elect, there'll be a few that you be able to actually sacrifice, but that's even going to be another nail into your coffin, because it tells you that the Lord hears the prayers of the dead Israelites. So they go right before Yahushua. Yahushua is the mediator between us and Yahweh. So Yahushua goes before the Lord, the Father, and he's our mediator. He's our advocate. All right. Esau, Edom, the so-called white man, he's our adversary. It says, when the enemy shall come in like a flood, they bomb rush us, the Spirit of Yahweh shall lift up a standard against them. And so that's a problem. That's a promise. You know, when this dude does this, this is what's going to happen. All right? This is why Esau's afraid, because he knows in history these things happen. The Lord is not a liar. All right? It says, and the Redeemer shall come to Zion, starting with the prophets. We're remembering. And unto them that turn from transgression in Jacob, which the Israelites that are going to be saved, they're going to turn from their sin by hearing this word and believing. As for me, this is my covenant with them, saith Yahweh, my spirit that is upon thee, and my words which I have put in thy mouth, which is through the Spirit, right? He puts these words in our mouth. We're prophesying by the word of Yahweh in the name of Yahweh Shai, right? Testifying of his return. It says, shall not depart out of thy mouth. So Esau ain't going to be able to stop us. Even though there's going to be a famine of the word, the remnant is going to remain. Nor out of the mouth of thy seed, which he's going to save us and our families. That's why you got Isaiah 4:1, where 7 women are going to cleave to one man. Those men and women of the nation of Israel that are saved, they're going to be the ones that the Lord starts over with. And they're going to be allowed to multiply. Where men have many wives, and they're going to be able to produce many children. And the slaves that are going to serve the Israelites are going to be the heathens, starting with the so-called white man. It says, nor out of the mouth of thy seed, because we're going to be bringing all these Israelites back through having sex with our wives, producing children. All right, but we're going to be in an excellent state, being in the presence of our power, Yahweh, and in our, presence, in the presence of our King, the King of Kings, Yahweh Shai. We're going to be changed and be like him in that glory of the Father, Yahweh. And we know this through the Holy Spirit. Shalom to the elect wa abba babal.